Hi guys, Budokan StarCraft here, and I'm bringing you a ZVT starring DanO, which is, I believe he plays for the Tor clan in Australia. He's one of the top, currently one of the top Australian players at the moment. He's doing really well on the American ladder. I believe he's top, he's the first in his ladder pool or grouping on the American server, and we have someone that needs absolutely no introduction, ROOTDestiny. One of the top players out of the Root clan. So today I'm expecting, I don't know, I'm expecting Terran to turtle, because that's what Terran do. They build up an army and they slowly push out. I think DanO is a meching player, does prefer the mech style of play. I'm not sure if he will go with it this time, but I do think he's more of a Hellion Siege Thor sort of combination. And ROOTDestiny, well, he can do it all. With the first barracks being placed for Destiny here, for DanO here, and the what are we at? We're at 13 supplies. So I do think we'll probably see a 15 hatch, and here goes the 15 supply drone. Just because of the spawning differences, distances here, I believe this is Cloud Kingdom. Yeah, so it just seems to be the way to go on these maps, and I wouldn't even be surprised if we have a barracks into command center out of DanO here. Are we going for a scout, or are we going to build a command center? This seems to be a scout. Root just checking around the place with that drone to see if there's any sort of proxy barracks or sneaky play going on, with the pull just going down now for Destiny. Orbital on its way, and Overlord slowly moving into position to basically spot the timing of this expansion. Does not look like barracks first. Maybe it does. Barracks into command center. I think it is actually. Does look like we're going to try a little bit of bunker rush action here. Don't think it's going to work. He's actually probably going to lose just that SCV alone to. Oh, that's really well placed. SCV there. No, he will lose it now. Marine probably will back up out of this. And Cantor, so well defended there. It was almost a little precarious the way that SCV positioned itself here, disabling any drones from being able to push forward. And yeah, the Terrans wisely backing out there, as Destiny should be able to defend that easily with a few drones. Or a spine crawler, or whatever it needs to be, depending on the sort of level of pressure that DanO puts on here. So we do also have another Overlord smartly coming around the back to be able to check for the tech buildings at an at a later date. So we did have that command center go down after the first barracks, as foretold. And these Marines here will just keep a little bit of map control up until Destiny decides to push out with a little Ling army to sort of pull back the map control, which I imagine to be sort of happening in the next few minutes. So if you have a look here at Destiny's Overlord positioning, it's quite good, because you can sort of see what sort of defenses are put in place by DanO, and also see if there's any extra tech buildings hidden around these areas. So the typical wall off, I think, starting from DanO on this Cloud Kingdom, it seems to be fairly consistent build that DanO's going with here. I think it's a little bit later on a couple of buildings than I would have expected, but going for the Destiny Cloud Fist build, was coined by Husky StarCraft. We do have the Marines holding the Xel'Nagas and the rest of them backing out. with 2 evolution chambers on their way, or just finished building out of Destiny here, with a Queen Wall off, I assume, to hold off the almost, well, pretty standard Hellion build. Pretty much these to try and hold map presence and map control. But almost always these days you'll find against Terran and or even Protoss, extra queens being put down. Now this is for 2 reasons. It's for the Hellions, and it's for any Banshee play that might come after the Hellions. It's quite standard for Terran to push in with some Hellions, try and do some damage, hopefully get some drone kills, and then follow it up with some Banshee harass in the main or the back of the natural. Now the Hellion count is actually quite large. It's a bit bigger than I would have expected out of DanO, considering the wall. Out of Destiny here. So we actually have 8 Hellions, and the 3rd also going down. It's not a bad idea to build up the Hellion count to try and hold the map control so that he can easily establish the 3rd. At the moment we have 18 Lings on the map, with speed not yet finished, but just finishing pretty much now. So when speed is done, I do imagine, at least I hope, DanO will back up a bit and try and oh, we do have the Banshee, as I foretold again, and a nice drone snipe there, preventing the 3rd going down. So if this goes well for DanO, he actually will be ahead in expansions, and well, as we all know, as a Zerg player, you do not want to be behind in expansions. So wisely bringing the queens into the mix, as well as the speedlings here, and also wisely DanO deciding to back up there. Probably going to send this Banshee back home for repair. As we all know, it's, if you build a Banshee, you want to hang on to it as long as possible, because especially at the moment when he's built 2 and he hasn't got any kills out of them. So basically, so far the Hellions and the Banshees have done very little offense. They've held good map control and map presence, but that's about it. So usually, you know, out of these units, you do kind of want to get some early damage against your opponent, because they're all very expensive, and it's just always good. Clearing up that creep tumor before it even gets started halfway up the map, which is a good idea. And still hasn't sent that Banshee back for a good cleaning, and I'm not sure why he's done that. Do have the Overlord going there for a scout, and bringing in the repair now. With Terran vehicle plating going almost to completion, or about halfway done, sorry, and siege almost finishing, with two infestors on the way, and pathogen glands about 3/4 done, as well as missile attack and armor level 2 on its way. So the upgrade's coming along very nicely out of Destiny here. And at the moment, 0 upgrades out of DanO here. So I don't think he's actually, don't think he's actually going to be able to do any damage with these, and probably will just try and keep them in his main army contingent. But you know, the longer and longer the game goes on, with both Terran and Zerg being on an equal basis, looks like DanO has found a sweet spot here, able to snipe that that extractor there, which is more of just being an annoying sort of player, as opposed to causing any significant economical damage to Destiny. Now, you note the Overlord positioning around the map. This should spot any drop play out of DanO, which I don't expect. As you can see, he is a meching player. He does prefer the Siege, Thor and Hellion mixed in with some Banshees sort of unit composition. which should be interesting against the Zerg. At the moment, it's pretty much Ling, Roach, and Infester. And you know, I don't know, I guess with the Hellions, Infestors could be quite good, and the Banshees, but against the Thors and the tanks, the Infestors I don't think will be that effective. So it'll be interesting to see who comes off best in all the engages here, with 1-1 completed for DanO and 2-2 on its way. So let's have a look at the unit composition here, and we have 20 Roaches on the map with 10 Infestors, so it's, and 43 Zerglings. So it's quite a strong unit composition here out of Destiny, versus 3 Thors, 23 Hellions, 5 Banshees, and 4 tanks out of DanO here. So it'll be quite interesting to see who does come off the best in these engages, with a SCV advantage going to DanO here. So the economy will be significantly stronger out of DanO with the mule assistance as well. We do have infested Terrans going down. Sorry for missing that approach, but able to be cleaned up quite nicely out of DanO here. But it does look like we're also got some Lings doing a run by in the base, but nicely walled off by the Thor there. So if Destiny was watching, he could have ran them around there, but not doing a great job, and more action going on down here. So a 3-pronged attack out of Destiny there, missing most of the action because I'm glorious, but really adequately and well, really convincingly held by the mech army here out of DanO. So now deciding, well, that was at least the first half of your army, so you should have limited forces to defend any further. Root may be getting a little greedy, expecting to be able to take this 4th here. I mean, he does need to, but I think perhaps he should have tried to go maybe the left side of the map, or even down here. So this 3rd out of Destiny will fall, and putting him significantly behind. We also have a counter-attack coming down for Destiny here, but held off by Banshees and a Thor, which is a bit sad when you can pretty much be held off by two units. And this push might actually prove too much for Destiny, and he might actually... No, we do have a surround coming in, so this will probably actually get cleaned up out of Destiny here. It does not yet have tunneling claws finished, and I don't think he's even researched them. If we check out his base, no, he hasn't, so they'll stay right where they are. Yeah, I mean, he's got a whole bunch of idle drones and queens right here. He should be trying to take this expansion, or even this expansion, rather than trying to pretty much sit and do very little. I mean, he's got two Roaches and 5, whatever they call, Infestors on the way. But with the Banshee harass coming out of DanO here, is just very little it's going to do. He will clean this up. There is far too many Roaches here to be able to stop anything, but I don't even think it necessary for him to waste these drones here. He can clean this up quite convincingly without the drones or using them as the fodder. But the damage, he will, I think he's going to lose, yeah, he's going to lose his natural here, so he's lost his 3rd, he's going to lose his natural. DanO's got a 4th. 3rd almost fully saturated again, oh sorry, 3rd will be getting saturated again shortly. So the ball is definitely in DanO's court right now. Probably going to lose this Overseer as well. So ROOTDestiny really falling behind the 8 ball, realizing that he's really going to make something happen now, or the game's pretty much lost. So he's starting to move out with his Roach Infestor army. In fact, now trying to go... what do we got happening here? Cleaning up those Hellions. Oh, that's how many did he lose there? I'm not sure how many he lost, but that's upsetting. You don't want to lose any infestors. And at the moment, all these roaches here are infestorless. And they pretty much need those infestors to stop the mobility of these Hellions and these Banshees here. We'll be backing out here. The mech army is now positioned well enough to fend off any roach aggression. And as time ticks on, Destiny falls further and further into a hole in which he cannot dig out of the. So I think he's just at a bit of a loss as to what to do now. He's stuck on this roach tech. Doesn't have doesn't even have a spire down to go into Brew Lords or have a hive out. So he's stuck on lair tech, stuck on roach tech against a meching mass Thor siege and Banshee Terran. And let's just say Banshees and Thors and well this many tanks is we've got a bit of lag happening here. Not sure what's going down. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just this unit composition here out of DanO is far superior to this unit composition out of Destiny. Not only is well, Destiny does actually have the supply lead, but it just doesn't look like he does. You know, it's you look at this army and you look at this army, and I know which one I'm going to put my money on. Beautiful map sense here out of DanO, realizing the 4th had to have been put down again by Destiny for Destiny to have any shot in the game. And Destiny not having the units capable of taking care of this, not being able to respond really, having to let it fall. So once again, Destiny's stuck on 3 base, battling the 4 base, although there was a earlier harass on the 3rd expansion out of DanO, but lifting it off to obviously prevent any damage. Roach is running around trying to get into a sweet spot out of the range of the planetary, but unable to. And that's it! Bit of a bad-mannered statement out of Destiny just there, a bit, I think, uncalled for. You know, if you can't beat a certain unit composition out of a player, then clearly you're not good. I don't want to say that Destiny's not good. He's a great player, but I think that's a bit uncalled for. Anyway, good game out of DanO, and good job for the Australian server.